A lot has been made of the supposed drama between Alex Pereira and the UFC. A few months ago, the former two-division champion seemed to be at odds with the organization after a social media post went out from his account that had fans scratching their heads. Now, a lot of the dust has settled and Pereira is setting the record straight. Let's go back a few months. Pereira, coming off a tough loss to Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 313 in March, was looking for some downtime. But then, a very surprising post appeared on his X account. It stated that he was disheartened by the UFC and that he felt snubbed for the next title shot, which was rumored to be going to Jiri Prochazka. The post even hinted at retirement, which was completely out of left field for a fighter with so much left to give. At the time, Pereira's team was quick to claim that the post was not his and that his account had been hacked. The story seemed plausible enough at the time, given the unusual tone and content. But now it turns out that wasn't the full story. The truth about the tweet. Alex Pereira recently appeared on the Ariel Helwani show to clear the air. He was preparing for his rematch against Ankalaev at UFC 320, and the topic of that infamous tweet came up. It was then that Pereira admitted to sending the tweet himself. The post, he explained, was a result of an impulsive reaction to what he believed was happening behind the scenes. I was upset back then. That's why I sent a Twitter, but I regretted it. Pereira said through his translator, Plinio Cruz. I was wrong because I didn't know the talks that were going on. It's a situation many of us can relate to. We see something online, we get emotional, and we fire off a message before we have all the facts. In this case, Pereira found out through social media that Prochazka, a fighter he had already beaten twice, was being considered for the title shot over him. This news, which turned out to be a rumor, struck a nerve. Pereira was promised the next title shot, and when he saw that Prochazka might be getting it instead, he felt hurt and reacted emotionally. He didn't stop to talk to his manager or his team first. He just saw the internet stuff, as he called it, and let his emotions get the best of him. This led to a classic case of miscommunication and a public airing of a private frustration that shouldn't have happened. The good news is that Pereira is now on good terms with the UFC. He recognizes that it was his own lack of communication and impulsive actions that led to the situation, not a lack of respect or a malicious move by the organization. He's taking full responsibility, which is a big deal in a sport where so much is said and done in the heat of the moment, a bigger issue in the UFC. While Pereira's situation was ultimately a personal one, it sheds light on a recurring theme in the UFC: communication breakdowns. Alex isn't the only fighter who's dealt with this. It's a tale as old as time, and we just saw it play out with another top fighter, Mackenzie Dern. Dern was recently preparing for a fight she believed was an interim title bout, and she was surprised to find out that she was fighting for the undisputed strawweight championship. She had been told that current champ Shane Wheely was moving up to fight Valentina Shevchenko, and that her upcoming bout would be for a vacant interim belt. She trained and prepared for months with that understanding. Then, one day, she saw a post on Instagram from Dana White announcing that she would be fighting for the undisputed title. She, like everyone else, found out about her own title shot on social media. This highlights the gap that sometimes exists between the UFC brass and the fighters. Information that seems obvious to the organization might not be trickling down to the athletes, leaving them to find out about major career moments on the internet. It can lead to confusion, frustration, and a feeling of being left out of the loop. Finding the silver lining. The situations with Alex Pereira and Mackenzie Dern are a testament to the fact that even at the highest levels of a sport, simple miscommunication can lead to big problems. The good news is that Pereira is owning his mistake and learning from it. He's showing a level of maturity that's not always seen in the fighting world. It also shows that the UFC could stand to improve their communication with their athletes. There's a lot of money and a lot of emotional investment on the line for these fighters, and being kept in the dark can be a very frustrating experience. The internet has made things a lot faster and more transparent, but it also means that a fighter might find out about their own career on Instagram. What do you think? Is it on the fighters to be more patient and proactive, or is it on the UFC to keep their athletes in the loop? Either way, these two examples prove that a little bit of clear communication goes a long way.